And welcome back to the fourth round of the Brotherhood Open. Jamie, if you would like to give the all clear. Today we have on the left hand side Infernoids with Shaddolls. So this is actually going to be a really interesting matchup in my opinion. People wanted Shaddolls, people wanted Infernoids. Riots or Infernoid, I think was the actual tagline on Twitch.
Well, if you look in the chat, they are currently rioting now.
Oh, they are rioting indeed. And we also have special guest, Mr. Stephen Murphy, also known as Mr. Mango.
Good morning, people.
Free trading page extraordinaire.
Yeah.
The admin.
Fellow admin, yeah.
Yeah.
Me and you. I'm admin on everything. Duelist Kingdom, check that out, Duelist Kingdom on Facebook. And the UK trading group. But anyway, so who knows the most about Infernoids?
Well, I was playtesting with Carl all night yesterday.
So you know a bit about Infernoids.
Yeah.
And straight away we have an Shaddoll fusion sending...
Cerberus.
Interesting. This is certainly going to make an interesting opening, that's for sure.
A lot of synchros in there. It's important to note that this is not a Seraph version.
Yeah, the Shaddoll version isn't Seraph, so let's just point that out. It's going to be interesting because a lot of people, we still haven't seen any of the Seraphs. Oh yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I see why you're laughing. What did he send?
Falco, foolish for Falco.
Oh, cool. So it's a pretty strong opening. That looked like a breakthrough really as well.
Yeah, he's playing the trap heavy version from what I've seen.
Right.
Oh, no.
So
he is, sorry.
Infernoids here. So he has a Lila, which is going to be quite instrumental there. I think Lila's probably going to be the first to hit the board. I can't tell what the spell is. Already searching the extra deck. Interesting. Forward thinking.
Checking for his plays. I mean, I can't say I know a huge amount about the deck, but I know it's got a fair few plays to its name.
Well, yeah, Infernoids can be very, very powerful. They can just really push for damage really, really hard. So there's the breakthrough. So he's going to activate the breakthrough. Makes sense. So he doesn't get the mills in the end phase. Breakthrough till the end of the turn, or is it? End of turn, yeah. So everything's the same now, yeah. So, it's probably
difficult.
It's not going to be fun. This, I don't think, for the Infernoid player.
The fact that the Infernoids can only be special summoned by their own,
their own effects, yeah.
Like reasoning's so good in this deck.
Yeah, reasoning is amazing.
Plows through almost the whole thing.
I did pick up Infernoids, but unfortunately I got rid of them not too long after picking them up because I just got really bored of the deck. And I know that might offend people or shock people, but I was just really couldn't get on board with the deck. It's a cool deck and everything, but I just couldn't do it. But yeah, reasoning is pretty ridiculous in this deck, obviously, because you just keep milling. So we see one of them.
It's a Harmadic.
Harmadic.
Because it kills back row as far as I remember.
No, Harmadic's... That's not Harmadic. Harmadic's level 3. That's level 4 by the looks of it, I think.
Oh, is it? That's Antara then?
Yeah.
No, not Antara. It's Patrulia, I think. I can't remember the names of them, sadly.
Yeah, I don't remember any of the names, unfortunately.
No, that's Patrulia, because Antara is the smallest one. That's Petrolia.
Good old Antara.
Yeah, after you pull many of them.
Yeah, 3 in prize packs.
Yeah, it is Petrolia with 1,800 attack. And it's targets Bella Trap on the field to blow it up, which makes sense why the mistake went. It's overlaying into chain. Okay.
So we're really careful.
Yeah, and he's going to negate with Shikanaga. And then he sends the core, and the core's going to get back the Shaddoll fusion. Yeah, interesting, but
And then banish one.
So he's going to banish 4.
That's Antara.
Yeah, Antara's probably going to. Antara's.
It can banish a monster. No, it can bounce a monster. As far as I remember.
Yeah, target one face up. Card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. So there goes the Shikanaga. So.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's gonna banish. I wouldn't. I'd keep it on board. It's 2,000, unless he's gonna follow it with something else.
Yeah,
Indeed, he is. So that explains a lot then.
Banishing 2 to get Systemus, I think that is.
Yeah.
Because it can attack twice.
Yeah. So he's just gonna.
Because the Falcon will die. Or is that the one that gets that negates the effects of things at the start of a battle? Sorry.
trying to see. It's very difficult to see up here, isn't it?
It's just because it's not cards that I know.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Monster Gate, Raiden. So he mills.
Monster Gate for Raiden.
Raiden's
Milling what I think was an Anuku.
Yeah.
Raiden's Spectrum Mill 2.
So strong.
I can't believe this.
Apologies to the stream for not being able to catch up with this. But
Yeah.
it's playing at such a rapid rate.
I know. I'm actually really surprised at how minus the Shaddoll play has gone.
Yeah, the Shaddoll play looked like he was in a very comfortable
His
position.
opening hand didn't have that much plus to it though, if you think about it. A lot of the stuff he did was very 1-4. Anuku coming out.
Yeah. So that's
17.
a bit of painful damage. That's 4-7 on board.
We got rid of that para. Shouldn't using that.
Much.
Oh, it's a bit windy
That
outside.
wind out there.
That window.
London weather right there.
Does that mean wind is going to
he's
come on
already-
board?
he's just
And
scooped.
already.
And then we go straight to game 2. Infernoid,
Well,
that's a
Infernoid
really
taking a swift victory over my babies.
That's interesting. I didn't actually expect that to go so quickly, to be honest.
It's
If I'm really honest, that was very, very quick. If we look at the Shaddoll sides, what sides do we have for the Inferno matchup? Possible sides.
The total side deck is the 2 Max C, the 2 V Fiend, 2 Denko Sekka, 1 Ryo, 1 Majesty, 3 MST, 2 Diffusion, 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance. The only real things I could see coming in here would be the Vanity's Fiends and possibly the Thunderkin, possibly the Majesty, but honestly...
Anti-Spell Fragrance will really hit the reasonings and the variables and stuff.
Because of course there is actually quite a bit to it, now that I think about it spell-wise.
Just look how much is sided out. Or maybe he's done putting the whole side into the deck and then going through and deciding what to take out.
Yeah, some people like to smoke screen the number they're siding.
Yeah.
Which is a reasonable
looks
thing.
like that's what he's done, looking at the cards in his in that pile there.
Yeah.
And the Infernoids are siding 3 Book of Eclipse, 1 Book of Moon, 3 MST, 1 Dark Hole, 2 Breakthrough, 2 Dust, Tornado, and 3 Spell Cancel.
Them cancellers are going in.
Oh yeah. Crammed on the end spell cancellers.
So,
in
yeah.
a different pen.
Bang.
So Jamie, have you played much Infernoids with Shaddoll, or have you not really tested it
never
at all?
played against Infernoid in my
In
time.
your life?
I've played against it once at regional 6 months ago.
So, speaking as someone who probably, if you haven't played against them and you were going up against the matchup, how would you approach it?
How would I go about it? Well,
Yeah,
like,
how would you think you approach it? You see the first Infernoids get hit, and then what do you do?
The first thing I have to do is establish the principle of the deck. So you're going to be doing whatever you can to stop whatever you deemed as their win condition. If you're learning the deck as you go, you're obviously working out that the win condition is the amount of resources they can gather and grave.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be doing all you can to stop the effects that are getting it there. So, I mean, looking at this board, I mean, the side deck options that were already pointed out for going in would immediately be going in. And you're going to be I play the same way against most decks I don't understand. I try my best to stun them so I don't have to understand them, if you will.
Yeah.
So as a new player going into the Infernoid matchup, I understand the fundamental principle of Infernoids, but as a Shaddoll player, there's only so much you can actually do to stop them.
Okay,
You don't have a naturally good main deck against them. Fundamentally, you have to. A lot of the time, you honestly have to let them just do what they want to do.
And the funny thing is, a lot of people might feel comfortable behind a window.
Yeah,
and you really can't be.
You really can't, because they just have such enormous sticks that can just jump out of nowhere. But that's what I mean about it being such a powerful deck. I mean, you can think, oh, well, they special summon themselves so I can make construct, but the Inoku deals with the construct.
Yep.
So they have outs to every.
And then they have Antra, which will also bounce.
Yeah, there's just so little you can do.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
So it's actually going to be quite interesting if. Well, it's
I
going to be
wouldn't
quite
be
good
surprised if he gets swifted. Like, I
Again,
have a great
yeah.
deal of respect for Zach as a player. But,
Zach is the Shaddoll player if you're just unsure.
But at the same time, Inferno just has such a debilitating matchup against it. Because it's like playing like old Lightsworn Dragons. There was very little you could actually do against it. You had to just let it go about its business. And if it decided it wanted to mess with you, you got messed with. If it decided it wanted to draw awful, then you probably won.
So the problem that you can have with Infernoid, so that I kind of saw, he's got the reasoning and the Monster Gate. Wow. Is you can brick a little bit.
Not in this one.
Looks like it's not.
Reasoning is met with a Max C. Of course, he didn't call level 3.
And what? Mirror Force. Excellent. Well, at least he's going to get mills from Lila.
One of his 4-minute deck traps.
But he can do the Monster Gate.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's got Void Seer in hand as well.
He's just, of course, not going to be too happy that he didn't see any Infernoids off
Yeah.
that mill.
Yeah.
But it happens.
So he's just going to let the mills go.
Raiden.
So he's got 2 Harmadic, Raiden, and another one that I can't see.
That's Systemus, I think.
Yep. So
Or a Turndale.
it might be a Tandale.
Yeah, it's a Turndale. Because a Turndale's the more red one, I'm pretty sure. Either or.
So the reason, obviously, when you're under Maxi, there's
Mhm.
a first turn, especially, there's no point taking the Maxi challenge
don't
as it
go
is. So
Footage barreling into
into
Hedgehog to get
Hedgehog's,
search.
yeah, Hedgehog's going to get Dragon.
Squatter.
Squamata, yeah.
Normal summoning it.
Okay.
His hand, I don't see any green. That's the only problem with his hand.
Yeah.
Attacking over the Lila, getting 2 setback right.
Okay. Breakthrough.
Passing back to try and break through.
So he's just going to special.
Antra.
Antra, probably bounce it, because you might as well.
Mm,
And
yeah,
then
definitely.
Monster Gate.
Yeah. Reasonable.
So here we go.
Almost. Wow. That's
And this is one of the problems with random milling.
random number generator right there. But it's not.
It's not the worst thing in the
Word.
world, but this is one thing that the deck does struggle against. If you just don't mill right,
Itself.
you just don't mill right, and you're just a little bit in the water.
I mean, Zach's got to be loving this because he's open pretty slow. So
Yeah.
He's got to be loving
It's
seeing.
got the Shadow Games as well set,
Yeah.
which is pretty important.
Mhm.
So is it Shadow Games and Breakthrough Skill? It's got that. Did we
I
say?
believe so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
That's Antondo.
is that just a single attack? Wait,
That's the double attacker. I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
So it's 28. I think. Is that Antondo? Yeah.
Yeah. But obviously he only gets 2 attacks when he
Attacks
destroys a
over
monster.
monster.
Go into the Veiler.
It's not exactly Clayport Shell.
It's no shell indeed. Surprising I haven't seen much Cleefort here anyway. So
Do we have the
There was only
list?
6.
There was
in
6,
the
yeah.
comics.
which some people might actually quite like, because not a lot of people like Cleefort, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
I love it now that I've reinvented it. Speed.
Speed. Have you reinvented it?
No, I just banged some 7-star swords in it and called it original.
Game of the Scrub 0-0.
That rescue hamster.
So-
That Rescue Hamster was on point.
On point.
So here's Void Seer. So it's basically just he's going to be unaffected by anything.
Yeah, it's essentially Infestation from Evil Swarms, but better. Because it's everything, not just spell traps, as far as I remember. If that's correct.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
If you can stop the Infernoids from milling, you win.
Yeah.
Basically,
essentially.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Shadow Games.
It's just the fact that as a Shaddoll player, there's so little you can actually do to stop
It's
that.
like it's very rare. Last night when I was
Yeah.
testing with Carl, I won, but I had the fact that they can banish, and they've got effects that when they're summoned, and also during either player's turn, it's really hard to keep an established board.
Especially
Yeah,
they
yeah,
just
yeah.
come out of nowhere as well.
Yes.
It literally just feels like it's a little bit of Dragon Rulers Part 2. Like they're just
Yeah.
using your graveyard, using their graveyard to.
You get more support next set, which make them more broken.
The support, the big back row guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty interesting.
Is
He's
that
pretty good.
Is that Lilith?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lilith is good. So there's another 2/8 attacking.
Life points hitting 24, dangerous count.
It's getting pretty low.
It's game shot range right there.
Pretty low. And we all know that Infernoids can just easily put a 2/4 on board.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Luckily,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Shaddoll player drew into Shaddoll Fusion, I think. He's actually got a fusion
He
spell.
has a way out.
And he has, yeah. So, what? So he's going for the Beast and the
He's making
Felice.
a
So he's
check.
going for
Sorry, the construct.
Construct. So the Construct's easily going to be able to get
the
over
boss
that.
lady.
This
Honestly,
is-
such an overwhelmingly good card.
yeah, and he sent the Beast as well, so it's gonna
Yeah.
get a search, go and get a draw now, and see. So he's got a Veiler in hand as well. So this
Mhm.
draw is actually pretty important. And the draw is El Shaddoll Fusion.
That's actually brutal.
It really is, considering his hand.
It's not game breaking, but it's a really strong draw.
Shadows they're on the ropes here, I feel, but they're not down and out just yet.
No, they're uncomfortable. They're not. They haven't lost, but they're uncomfortable.
Because the important thing is there are only, say, 2 Infernoids in the grave by the looks of it. I
Mhm.
think. Oh no, there's one. There's one
He's not
Infernoid.
in the Nunca range.
No. But he's gonna use the Seer.
Yep. So they crash.
Yep. But
Well,
he's
he
just
has
gonna.
the Veiler in hand, which is somewhat
Yeah.
irrelevant, so he can L if he has to.
I think the El Shaddoll Fusion will be very important next turn, and that looks like a Raigeki.
Yeah. That is.
So again, it's not really helping him.
Mhm.
The only deck that can withstand Infernoids is probably Necros is a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any
just
other
the
deck.
brute strength. Yeah.
But as we were talking about before the stream, the main problem with Inferno is just its consistency over 10 rounds.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That El Shaddoll Fusion's coming out early. No, there we go.
No,
Sorry.
so because he was popping the back row, so he's just
Yeah,
gonna,
that's what I mean. I thought
yeah.
the L was going to get baited early, which would have been horrible. Oh, he can probably tribute it to use this
you
effect
can use this other
to
effect.
get away.
Yeah. But he targeted the breakthrough anyway, so
Oh, okay.
I think that's fine. But if that was the case,
I
that
thought
would
he
be
targeted the L.
horrible.
Do Zach and Carl know each other as players?
I'm not too sure. To be fair.
I don't think so. No.
There's of course both players who compete outside of the country, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Both of them do. Yeah. So here we see another construct coming down again,
Break
and
through.
he's gonna break through it because he did it in his own
It's in his
phase.
own, yeah, it's in
Yeah.
his own turn.
Possible misplay there? Do you think?
The Falco was not triggered this turn and been attacked or anything.
No.
It hasn't been destroyed.
It
as
hasn't
far as
this
I'm aware.
turn. No. This turn it hadn't. It was previous turn.
Oh, he's wondering if he can have a moment to think about responding to it in grave.
Oh,
I think,
okay.
With the
Yeah.
what's it called? Patrulia. Because it can.
So it activates chain link 1.
Yeah, because the Falco would be link 1 in grave.
And everyone's saying, is it illegal to shuffle your graveyard? Technically, yes. But what Carl's doing on the left-hand side, he's just moving it around.
Yeah.
He's
Just fanning it out.
he's fanning it out, and also when he shuffles twice, so they go back to the original position.
Oh, because is he hand shuffling through it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Technically it is.
Technically
but
it is, but
it's illegal for the purposes of question. There isn't a question in either of these deck lists, so
So it's
while
not.
while it may be illegal,
Yeah.
the purposes of that illegality is moot.
For this event, it's not an official Konami event, a sanctioned event. If we felt that there was any form of what's the word? Say malicious intent on shuffling the grave, then yeah, maybe. But for either of these matchups, there isn't. So that's why we're just kind of letting it go a little bit. But if there was a question played in someone's grave, then yes, we would have to say it. But Ahmadi's is not. It's not
It's
bad.
It's underestimated.
It's definitely it's a good card, but it also means that he can't tribute it when he tries to attack into it. So
Yeah, forces into the grave.
Are there any other monsters that would actually be affected by Armades in the deck?
In the Inferno
against
deck.
Infernoids, no, not really. From what I remember, anyway, unless someone has maybe Tex, but
I'm looking at it and it's only the Pero.
Yeah.
I do like how he's
Probably
playing.
got Raigeki.
Yeah,
so yeah, he had the Raigeki from previous turn.
but that look at his hand.
Last card.
What
nothing.
terrible mills.
Nothing.
So he's going to go for the Raiden, surely.
It doesn't matter because I mean look at Zach's hand.
2 cards.
2 cards, both
He
fusions.
didn't mill any Infernoids there. He has 1 Infernoid, I think, in
If
grave
he gets
now.
Raiden, he gets an extra 2.
Yep, which he should get Raiden. He should
And
summon the
all he has to do
Raiden.
is find.
He just has to find another Infernoid,
Yep.
and that is it. But let's see how it goes.
Surely Raiden's correct. It's considering Lila.
I wouldn't consider Lyra at all.
No.
If you really want to go for a play, then you could maybe go for the...
However, the Infernoid that's in grave isn't one that summons itself from grave.
Oh no, it summons from hand, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Because it's one of the little ones. So,
Yeah, it's gone for Lyra.
yeah. By that logic, I suppose Lyra's a safer bet because it gives you more mills.
No, it doesn't.
Raiden
Raging gives you more. Raging
four,
gives you
yeah,
2
yeah,
and
sorry,
then at the
yeah.
end phase.
That breakthrough skill.
So I was just thinking of the 2, but the possibility of game shot. I was forgetting about the actual 2 in the end.
And
Draws a monster and sets.
Shaddoll plays on
There's
hand
a
700
Veiler.
life as well.
The Veiler.
Yeah, I had to set the Veiler.
And that's
That's
it.
game.
Yeah.
That's game.
Another Swift 2-0, which is crazy.
Yeah,
We've had
exactly.
so
20
many of
minutes. So I think it that was a really weird matchup because it didn't exactly show. In the first game, it showed Infernoids really going off
them.
and being able to punch through the opponent's board very, very quickly. But the problem is, I thought the Shaddoll player would have had a better standing there.
Yeah, it just blew it completely
Do we think
out.
the Shikanaga was the best first turn play?
Did he know what he was playing against?
Don't
That's
know.
the question.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
'Cause it's a strong turn 1 play.
Would you
But-
have Shikanaga in attack though? It wouldn't really matter in the end actually because Antra sent it back.
I
but
would have had it in the defence, but
Yeah.
that's just me because the 3k booty is ridiculous. at the
exactly. He also he's just showing off his eclipses and 3 spell cancellers, and
Yeah.
obviously spell canceller is amazing in Infernoids simply
Mhm.
because it's a free summon.
moment. Yeah, you generate so many tributable monsters.
Exactly. Yeah. But that is it. I hope you did enjoy that one, and hopefully we will be back very, very soon for the next round. We are now going into round 5, so there's probably going to be more Infernoids coming up, unfortunately. Not Infernoids, sorry, Shaddolls. We've had 2 matches now without, Necros. Get there in the end.
More Necros
There will
coming
be
back,
Necros coming, yeah. There will be more of them simply because it's the top cut and it's the best deck of the format. But yeah, so we will see how it all goes. So thank you very much for tuning in, and we shall see you very, very soon.
So guys.